Blue Water Transparency here. Hello everybody. I think it's Sunday. Must be the 24th. We got a call to the neighborhood. I know Don Betton's here. We're going to stay back 10 feet and on public property. Everybody's coming on to watch. So we got 22 and 14. That looks like Captain Kerrigan sitting out here. We gotta stay on the boulevard. I wonder what's going on. Responding to a call. So it's not Don back or Witten. Yes, sir. Well, I watch these guys. I just record them. I go all over town, in the county. I go all over the county and watch them. Yeah, anytime I see these lights, I like to stop and film them. My YouTube channel is Blue Water Transparency. You can see all of it. I was at the autism awareness event yesterday. Well, they're conducting a traffic stop. Okay. I didn't hear anything. Didn't have my scanner on, so I don't know what's going on. And I don't recognize any of these guys. Oh, I can't tell. There's 4 new officers this year.
Yeah. You said how many?
4 new hires in 2022.
Okay.
Oh, I think they were hired last year, and the report come out in February.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Sure, I don't want to know if you want to be on camera. I don't like filming.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Roger, by the way. Good to meet you.
Oh, I was going to ask you the question with the camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But for instance, so you sit there and said they hired 4 new officers within this year.
Yeah, it was on the annual report that's available at porthuronpolice.org.
Okay. So another question for you. So I take it since you watch these guys, you know a lot about rights and laws, correct?
Well, I got to know as many rules and laws as I can and follow them.
Traffic stop. What all pertains to a traffic stop? If your tags are legit and they running, you got insurance, right? And there's no criminal activity going on, do they have the right to stop you?
No, not for a documents check. That's a documents check.
Okay, so what if they notice that you have a misdemeanor warrant? By visual contact doing 20 miles going this way, are they still allowed to stop?
Because your driver's license or ID is also a document.
Okay.
So if they see you and they recognize you and they're like, oh, he don't have a license, we better pull him over.
Not that. For instance, I didn't have a license. I got pulled over right here, right?
Okay.
2-3 weeks later, I don't go to court for it. They see me in a different vehicle, and the officer passes me doing 20-30 miles an hour, and I continue to go straight.
In the 25 here.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about And he doesn't turn around. He basically follows me to the store, waits till I get back in the car, and pulls off. Not really knowing if it's me, and automatically hit his lights. Is there some type of law against that?
It's State versus Trahan, 1979.
You hear that?
You can Google it right now.
State versus Trahan, 1979.
It's Trehan, I believe. State versus State v. Trahan. Trahan is Trehan. If you put in 1979, you'll get Justia Law or Law Cornell. Follow those links, and it tells you what happened with him is that he was known about town. They recognized him. They known him to not have a license. He got his license. They saw him driving around. They pulled him over. They smelled marijuana. They initiated a search.
Okay.
And then everybody was arrested.
Okay.
He took it to the Supreme Court. Trahan did.
Right.
And they said a traffic stop for the sole purposes of a documents check is illegal, unlawful, and violative of the 4th and 14th Amendment.
Okay. One more question. You know your shit. I like that. Entrapment. Can you educate me on entrapment right quick? Do you know anything about entrapment?
For the sake of argument, let's say I'm a police officer.
What about CI? Let's make it even better. Say you're a CI. You're a confidential informant.
Okay. I don't know. if I like, I don't.
Say if you're a confidential informant, right? And you're working for the police, FBI, blase split, right?
Okay.
And you reach out to somebody and you ask somebody if it's guns, whatever it could be.
Yeah, you got something I need a fix.
Boom, 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 and you continue to ask.
So how I know they do with confidential, I know this from experience and talking to lawyers and a buddy who had a confidential informant snitch on him. They didn't want to sacrifice their CIs.
Okay. But what about entrapment?
So I don't know how, like, entrapment is if I'm an officer and if I try to in any way manipulate you into committing a crime you wouldn't have.
Right,
Hey,
right.
I want to go rob the gas station. Will you come with me real quick?
Right.
Hop in the car, and then I'm going to take you to the police station because you just
Rob the gas
decided that you wanted to go with me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
entrapment.
Okay.
Okay. With CIs, they don't burn them. So what happens is, they'll do the deal of whatever it is, and if he's running a house
Yeah.
where they're doing illicit whatever, guns, drugs, weapons,
Yeah.
anything like that, it's the third or fourth guy that comes over where they run up and do their raid.
Right.
So now you think it's that guy,
Right.
and you have no idea who the informant is.
Okay.
So that's how CIs work,
Yeah.
from what I know from experience. The law is I can't entice you to commit a crime that you wouldn't
Wouldn't
have.
have committed.
Right. And I'm not a police, I'm the journalist. My name's Roger, I watch them.
Right.
And I make all this stuff available on YouTube for public dissemination.
Right.
Yeah, I just looked.
What was that word you just used? You can't
Entice.
entice.
I can't like manipulate you or talk you into committing a crime that you had no intention of committing.
Right.
You know, if I were to say to you that I have an 8-ball, you know, do you want to buy it? And then you buy it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm a cop, let's go to jail. That's entrapment. Okay. I can't. If you come up to me and say you need loud, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck you.
Right.
And I end up being a cop, and you did that to yourself.
Okay.
So what if it's a owner of a party store, and somebody comes in and they're
Shopping.
inebriated, okay, and the owner says, hey, can you get me some guns? But more or less is pushing it because they see that the person they're talking to clearly can't talk, walk, or even think anything at all straight at all.
And they're trying to, now they're pushing you to buy guns. They're not the
To
cops.
sell them the guns.
They wanted
sell him a gun, and
to find guns and sell them to
he's
them.
working for the ATF.
He wanted to buy a bunch of guns, and the store owner is working with the.
That's why you always film, especially if I have to obey all the laws and follow all the rules, right? And so that's why I encourage you. Everybody's got a cell phone with a camera.
Yes.
Record that. If there's a shop owner saying, hey, do you want some guns? And you're like, what'd you say? They go, nothing.
Right.
They ain't never going to ask you again.
Right.
No. He asked the person, can you get me?
Right. In my case, I would do that.
But I'm
The
saying, can you use
entrapment?
entrapment for that?
I don't think so because he's not a law enforcement agent.
But he's working for the law enforcement agent
If he's-
to get himself out of
As a
situation.
CI, yeah, that's where there's some cloudiness, and I'd have to explore more.
Could you do that?
If I was the shop owner, and I wanted to know where to get guns, and I'm going to report your information to the police, I don't know if that's entrapment. I think it's very sleazy. I think
But he had the attention. He has the attention in every aspect
to report everything to the ATF.
to report,
That's what-
record, and basically to get his own self
Yeah,
out of trouble. So
he's
therefore
trying to get
yeah.
some. They need arrests.
Yeah.
But
You
the-
get me
but
3
this
arrests this month,
person-
and then you stay out of jail. Is
But
the
the
deal?
one doing it
Is
isn't.
what they-
He doesn't. It's not like this is something he does. He doesn't do this. But
The
because
shop
he-
owner or the guy?
No, the guy.
The guy walking
Because
in.
he's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
and
thinks
you're
he's
not in your
Batman
right
and
mind.
He can do anything that he wants.
You have also get a lawyer for that. Yeah, because I don't have. That's not my. I do traffic, and I do. I like knowing what my rights are, so I know what the
Right.
rules are. Like I have to stay on the sidewalk. I can't be here and film them,
Right.
unless you said I could.
Right. Okay.
And you're the private citizen. I asked if you minded being on
Right,
camera.
right,
I'm not
right,
showing
right.
your face
Yeah.
because
Right.
it's just. But it's for my audio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is for other people to know. And somebody might be able to comment. If you know the answer to their question, let us know.
Right.
You know, like, share, and subscribe.
Right.
Hit the bell notification. You know.
That's cool.
When I decided to do this, man, I had to be like the most law-abiding citizen possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I posted on the St. Clair County Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's rude, and you shouldn't do this or that, and you don't know how the victims of these accidents are shaken up." And I'm like, I'm talking to the cops, not.
Right.
Right.
You're in an accident. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Are you okay?" It's not. I don't do that. That's not what I do. And people make up their minds, you know, after watching 2 minutes.
I mean, because don't get me wrong, a lot of these officers out here are bending the rules to be in their favor.
Well, they're allowed to lie to you to investigate you.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
They're allowed to.
Without a doubt.
You point a camera at the face. I was over on 16th and Chestnut. I got a video. I was on my way down there because Lieutenant Barma hung up on me. I think that's rude.
Right.
He can't hang up on me if I go down there. So my dad's over here. I'm walking down court. I see the cops go by. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on. I have my camera.
Right, right. Oh, so you on your way down there right now?
No. This was
Okay.
This was
Previous.
March 24th.
Okay.
I was on my way down there, and I saw them drive by over on 16th and Court, and I approached them with my camera, and it was Officer Sly. She's K9. She got out her car and asked if I called them. Now I had, but you have a call for service, and then you have a call.
Yeah.
I called you earlier. Barma hung up. I decided to go down there. But I thought they were in a call for service, like they're responding, you know.
Right.
Somebody called, they need help.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I didn't call for service. And then they just drove off, and I'm like, well, where the hell was the call? And then I followed them around. They kept running away. They'd do a huddle over here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are they doing? I'm approaching, and they both drive off. And I'm like,
when did they start needing 2 cop cars for a simple traffic stop like that?
that was weird. That's because they always call for backup. They always have to be afraid. I think it started with Terry v. Ohio. That's a Terry stop. So I think you're suspicious. You might be armed. I'm going to pat you down. I'm going to reach in your pockets because you don't know that I can't do that. And now I found a lighter. What do you use this for? To light cigarettes. You got any dope? Get in the back of the car. Yeah. They might have you sit on the curb first, you know.
Right.
Mind have a seat? Say no. And always have your camera.
Right.
That's important.
Yeah.
Like, because they won't do that when I'm filming them.
Right.
They don't do none of that. They run away.
What if you have like an iPhone and they put the phone in front of your face to open up the phone?
Yeah.
Because you know how you have to have...
I have my phone locked, and I don't care if they want to break it to get in. I don't have anything to hide, but they want to try to delete my... They can't. They can't touch my camera. That's my property, and that's theft. They can't commit crimes.
Because this is like, for instance, all you gotta do is pull it up, and my face opens up my camera.
Yeah.
So
Right. So have a
all
secondary.
I have to do is that.
Yeah. Don't let them do that. Don't do a fingerprint. Use a number or a password.
I don't know if iPhones give you that option.
I think they just give you a password.
That's something to kind of really look into. I guess it's if you could prove that they did that.
I mean, that's just for instance, when I got pulled over one time, I came home and they asked, "Can they see your phone?" And you said no, and then you unlocked it to do something. He took your phone.
That was theft immediately. If you did that, especially in your home, on your porch here.
Listen,
Yeah,
he
it
took
was
her phone.
outside.
This is your home.
But listen,
Yeah.
That's your home. That's your home.
This was
but listen
some
to what I'm
years
saying.
back,
This is some years
but
back.
yeah.
He took her phone from her and started going through all of her
Yeah,
pictures.
that's not that. Always have your shit locked. Don't unlock it in front of them. Just don't. I don't care if you got nothing to hide or not. Don't let them have. Because they think you allowed me to step on that square sidewalk right there. Now you let me down here. Now you let me up here.
Right.
Give me your phone.
Yeah.
And it's an escalation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I told my kid not too long ago. She was like, "Well, what if?" I said, "Don't you ever let them in your house because
Never.
You can have something. Your brother can have something in his bedroom. Once they get in that front door, now they run through the whole house.
They're vampires. It's a vampire.
Yeah.
Don't invite them in.
Now you're fighting to get them out your house,
And
it could get physical. It could get to where, hold on, you're doing too much. Hey, I like you out my house. And
now I don't feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and so you're committing assault because I'm afraid of your words,
Yeah.
and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And
get you. Don't never
if
let
you're
them in.
filming them, they're careful, and they'll run if they don't want to talk to you. Something changes when I turn this camera on, and I walked into the police department lobby, and Chief Platzer was like, in the future, moving forward, we ask that you're not filming our public lobby here. And I'm like, this is a public lobby.
Right.
Anywhere the public, there's no restricted area on that elevator door, and they can't put it there because it's an elevator door. Are you going to restrict my access to the 8th floor now?
Right.
You can't. You have to put a sign here. This is my only way in and out besides that stairwell, and you don't have any authorized access only signs anywhere. You don't have any restricted area because they can't deny you and me access to their department lobby. Right. And anywhere you and I are welcome, the camera's allowed to be. Okay. And the First Amendment, when it comes to public officials and officers of the law and the firefighters and the ambulance, all these public taxpayer-funded employees, all their agents and agencies and even the contractors, they all, the First Amendment is your press pass. It makes you the media.
So one more thing. So you sitting there saying, what was the number of that case? Because like I said, I should be able to get my driving on suspenders or my driving on...
Yeah, if you have a case number, that's easiest.
No, I'm saying for the dude that got pulled over, I could use that in court for him recognizing me and then not having a reason to...
Oh, that's one of those things. It's difficult because they would motion, the prosecutor or whoever, or your defendant if you're suing, would want to quash that. Well, that was a separate incident. That was a different date. That wasn't the same officer. Because you got to mind them. I identify these guys. I don't know who any of those officers were. Those 3 officers. I don't have a clue. And they didn't want to stop and chat.
Right.
So I got to go find out who they are. I got their charts, and I collect the badge numbers, so I know who they are. And that way, if they stop me and they decide to give me a charge for filming in the police station public lobby, and there's a different name on that form than the person I talked to, now I want to know who that is and where is he, because this is part of a lawsuit already.
Right.
And you're always in court when you're dealing with them.
Right.
You're in court right now as soon as they initiate contact. Now I'm a little bit insane, so I'll go initiate contact with them.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'll walk right up and say, excuse me, I saw you do that, the traffic stop. I was wondering why you stopped them. Did you give them a ticket? And I want to know that stuff.
Right.
I also want to talk to you, so every situation is different. But if they address me, name and badge number, first of all, I need your name and badge number. The state trooper was like, oh, you got ID? And I'm like, what's your name and badge number? Well, I need your ID. I don't carry that. You don't carry a driver's license, so I don't need to give that to you, because now we're hostile. Yeah. I don't need to give that to you. I'm not committing any crime. He went and ran my friend's plates. Comes back to somebody who ain't me, and I'm like, no, I thought we were here for a hit and run.
Right.
Why did you investigate me? And I'm this far away from him, camera in his face.
Right.
At this point, I'm like, what the hell? Bro, I ain't part of this.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
We're in a public park. It was a public parking spot, park and ride. You want to go ride to Wadhams in 94 and catch the bus to Detroit. Right. That's where you park your car. Right. Everybody's welcome. It's public. Yeah. They tried to kick me out of the entrance to the police department's garage, where all the public employees park at the municipal building.
Okay, right.
They tried to tell me it was their property, and this is our property. I'm like, right, that's our property. Now go show me where it says I can't be here. It says authorized personnel. Where? And then they put their hands on me and escorted me up to the entrance. And I'm like, show me the sign. Yeah. Where's authorized access only?
They're trying to intimidate you.
And he messed up. And I walked right back, and I backed into the corner and turned around. I got nowhere to go, and there's 7 of you. Right. So, you going to let me leave without putting your hands on me this time? And he's like, we already tried that. I'm like, yeah, I know you did. Right. What's your name and badge number? I was mad. Yeah. And I let him know. Yeah. I got no right to touch you, whether I got a badge or not. Right. Okay?
Without a doubt.
Even if I think you're suspicious, that's a Terry stop. I think, and that's what no, look, we got flashing lights, seems suspicious. Let's go, everybody, and that's how you'll see my introductions. Okay. I got to find out what's going on here. They're in the parking lot. Right. I can't see them. They're not marked. Yeah. I wonder if that's a police officer. So anytime I see a car running, that's suspicious.
And you know what, since this COVID thing is over, since the St. Clair County jail is not full because due to COVID, you know what they're doing? Me personally, I think they're just trying to fill that jail back up for the county.
Yeah, it's for the revenue.
Yeah.
They arrest you, they get a bond, whatever that amount is, they can take out a loan on. Whether you pay your bail or not, doesn't matter. It's a bond, it's a case number. What's in the briefcase? A bunch of money.
Exactly.
It's got a number attached to it. That's your money, as far as I'm concerned. And that's how they make money out there. They just create money using prisoners.
That's it. That's exactly right. And that's what they're on the hunt for, man. Because I've been seeing more traffic stops after this COVID.
It's all extortion. I call them pirates.
Yeah, without a doubt. Because they pulled that dude over. The dude turned. When the dude turned, the cops hit the corner so fast on him and sped up. Dude driving, minding his business, doing the speed limit. Boom, pulled him over. You get what I'm saying?
Right, and what is that about? And then you got a phone camera.
Right.
Walk over there like you saw me come up.
Right.
Stay 10 feet away at least. I try to give them 20, but when this is going on, and I'm like, all right, well, I can be next to this tree.
Right.
10 feet is the precedent. If you don't want to push it, don't. But I always film the police, and it's interesting what happens. They'll be pulling somebody over. I come out with my camera. I stand across the street and then go, all right, well, I'm going to give you a warning. Have a nice day. There's no paperwork. They got the license and registration maybe, but even whatever's coming up, they don't want to be seen doing what they're doing, and I wonder why.
Right.
Why don't they want to be seen in a routine traffic stop? What are they doing that's not routine? But I do know that 3 traffic encounters ended with a warning because I just happened to be there.
Right.
I think that I had everything to do with that warning.
Their job is to protect and preserve and protect and serve.
Yeah.
Don't not put fear.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of the police.
Right.
I was out there hanging out with them for 2 hours yesterday. That sucked so much energy out of me. They let me sit in the front seat. They showed me how the radar works. They were on their best behavior,
Right. All right, man. Well, it was a pleasure meeting.
Yeah, what's your name? I'm sorry.
Tassan.
Yes, all right. Yeah, my dad's moving up to North River. I grew up in this my old stomping grounds when I was 10 years old.
Right. Awesome.
But always film the police, man. They need to get used to it. They're not used to the newspaper being around no more.
Right.
The newspaper fall in line and they call Sergeant Sheedy to ask what happened about the stabbing on 8th and Minnie, or whatever.
Or 6th and Union.
Yeah, that one. That one was Tuesday last week or something. But they just see it come across their scanner and then they know who to contact at the police department. They don't show up on scenes. They don't take pictures. They don't take statements from any victims or suspects or anything.
Right.
And that's a disservice.
Yeah.
I went to SC4 for journalism, and I had the hardest time because I don't like the police.
Right.
And everything a journalist does is suspicious, and they just stop me over and over again, and I'm like, I'm here for the story, man. And that day, they put their hands on me down at the entrance garage. I talked to the chief on Monday, then I went straight to city council.
Okay.
And it was like, I got a right to film these guys,
Right.
and I got a right to be right here until you put signs up.
Right.
And I mean,
Yeah.
more people that do that.
Keep doing your job, man. Keep doing your job. You can make a difference.
I think so.
You can make a difference, without a doubt. Somebody need to do something.
And it takes.
They're railroading people, especially young people that don't know no better.
When I was 19 and 20.
Listen, me too. One of my fears is my 19-year-old son, my 18-year-old son, getting railroaded. You know what I mean? Just because you got rims on your car, you got this. And
If they did to my daughter what they did to me at 16, 17,
Right.
I wouldn't be having no camera.
You right about that?
Camera would be off.
Yeah.
You don't put a child in handcuffs and take them to a concrete bench
No, right.
and sit them there for 3 hours, and we'll think about calling your parents.
Right.
No. Like, there was none of that. I was 16 years old.
What about the cop that shot somebody? I've been seeing that on Facebook.
Was that here? I didn't hear about that. I've been off duty for 3 days.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if it was here, but they had him on somebody and he was under investigation.
The fatal arrest.
Yeah.
I think they did their internal investigation. I can't remember what happened. I don't want to say it.
But I've been seeing these clippings. Port Huron Police Department.
Huh.
A guy on somebody's back, and it just had a whole bunch. So I didn't know to believe it or not. You know what I mean? But they said the officer shot somebody or something.
And
he hasn't been charged with it, and he's on active duty.
Yeah, they call it authorized use of force.
Yeah.
It depends on the severity of the crime, your threat to officer safety, and whether you're trying to run.
Right.
This cop came out after I was there for 2.5 minutes, announcing my presence, telling him I want to talk to Barma.
Right.
And she acted shocked that I was there and said, get back. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm a human being, not a dog. But I'm not going anywhere. So they pretended that was a threat. They pretended that I had committed a crime, and they pretended that they wanted me to run. Get up there. Get up there.
Right.
No, I'm staying right here. You just called for backup. I'm not fleeing.
Right.
Because I'm not committing a crime, and I'm not a threat to you.
Right.
And so that's the push and shove between where they want to escalate it till they can arrest you. And I won't let them because, I announced 2 minutes ago, I've been talking this whole time. You can hear me. We're in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
You're not in your car. I just walked up to inspect it. It's unattended. What is a police cruiser being unattended for? Oh, you were hiding over there. You know, like, and now get back because I'm a threat to officer safety. No, none of that's going to fly.
Right.
I got it all on camera.
Yeah. Right.
And so they tried to pretend I was a threat, and they learned better, and they straightened right up. When I show up on scenes and stuff, they don't be trying to push me away.
Right.
Like, oh, that's Roger.
Right.
And they know who I am. They remembered me.
Right.
Yeah, I know you were trying to get inside, and I talk about this all day.
Right.
But you watch the videos and learn more.
Watch the videos. As soon as you leave, I'm gonna look up your thing.
Blue Water Transparency on YouTube. It's 3 words.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, man. I hope you enjoy them and that you learn something.
Yeah, I will.
And that when you see the police and you want to come find out what's going on, get your cameras out and let everybody else know too.
All right, awesome.
We're just as curious as you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good one.
Take care. It was good meeting you. All right. He's going to go watch Blue Water Transparency, everybody. Hope that everybody learned something today. We didn't have any interactions. My dad's not back yet. He's in a white Jeep. I might have to walk back to his house. He's going to get Chinese. But anyway. Oh, that was an adventure. See, and I get to meet people in my community like that. You guys. You get to too. And you see, I didn't shove no cameras in private citizens' faces. They had questions. They wanted to have a conversation. They didn't mind being on camera. I kept their faces and address out. And so those are some rules that I try to follow to the best of my ability. You know, I can stand on a street corner and film you driving by and collect your license plate numbers all day long. I'm allowed to. And you can't stop me, and it doesn't matter how I feel or you feel. I don't do that because it just doesn't, that's not what I'm about. I'm not going to Target and Walmart and challenging the press's right to be on private property, ever. And I didn't walk up on their porch. Okay, but he was cool. He wanted to know some things. And maybe we can learn something from that experience. Okay, but we'll return to the scene of the crime. 16th and Howard, we have Pine, and then Court. Pine, Wall, Court. And then Union, then Chestnut, then White, then Griswold, then Oak. And in case anybody's wondering if I'm outside my mind, well, that's important. When I say I grew up here, I mean I grew up here. When I was 10 years old, I was exploring my neighborhood. I lived 10 blocks away or whatever. When I was 16 years old, I expanded my horizons a little bit, and then the police started getting suspicious. And they took a child to jail. I don't care how you feel about that. I think that's criminal. No, you wouldn't want that happening to your children or grandchildren. I don't want it happening to my daughter. But I get a phone call from the police and learn that she was put in handcuffs at 16 years old or 15 years old. Yeah, there's going to be some issues. Because that's illegal, criminal. That's child trafficking. If you transport your prisoners and your prisoner is a child, you're engaged in human trafficking. I don't care what you think or feel about what the law says. That's why we write it down. And when they do pass a law that violates your rights, it's my job to go challenge it so that you continue to have rights, regardless of how you feel. And that's what we're about. Such a beautiful home there. I love the magnolia in the front. Next to the corner there. This is a wall. So yeah, we were down here on 16th. This is where we had Sly. We don't know her badge number, but she's in the K9 Unit 20.